very short. And I'll introduce my brother Yosef. He'll speak at considerable length. All those who knew Yehuda, or at least knew him well, were very touched by him. There are plenty of stories that over the last few weeks that were shared about him, that you heard, you'll continue to hear. Stories that will inspire each and every one of us to grow, to improve in our character, in our moral, ethical character. I mean, you can't deny it. He's touched a lot of people. I just want to share a thought. I've been really struggling to come to terms with what happened here. It hasn't been easy, as I'm sure you can understand. 18 years old. Here one day, gone the next. The rabbis tell us, I think my father alluded to it in what he spoke about as well, this is in God's hand. We must accept it. We must believe. To be honest, it's probably the only way to come to terms with this. There's no other way to make sense of it. But I keep trying to reason. Any logical explanation, anything. Keep thinking about it again and again. But I keep coming to the same conclusion. I think it was Mishi, one of Yehuda's friends, he said it the best. God wanted and took the best of us. From us. I'll finish by augmenting that. I'll add to that statement. I as a brother, we as a family, us as a community, we just didn't deserve Yehuda. I can stand here and regurgitate a list of lessons, a list of things we can learn from Yehuda. But each and every one of us, we know ourselves what we need to do. Our dear brother Yehuda, we had the honor and the merit of being your family for the last 18 years. You'll be missed. Yes.
There's no chiyuv, Shloshim. But it's proper to give Yehuda a proper zikaron. But more importantly, it's important for all of us to take a lesson from him. As Shloshim said, each and every one of us has to take something out of here. I would like to go through a few things that possibly we can learn from Yehuda, and maybe more. We heard a lot about Yehuda and his midot, how he's a giver, not a taker. His midah emet, his strong emunah. The question is how can an 18-year-old boy, and even when he was much younger, he portrayed these midot so strongly? How can it be? To have such a maturity, to have such an understanding, and behave that way. I think it has very much to do with where he grew up. He grew up in my parents' home. He grew up in a home where my mother would always give to us, the children. It was never about herself. We weren't easy kids, but she still gave. And not only did she give to the kids, she gave to the community. Community always came first. It was always about giving. That's the house Yehuda grew up in. That's where he learned how to give. My mother was always makbid. He was always makbid to keep meat and dairy very separate. I remember Yehuda in the hospital. He could barely talk, could barely move. But on his hospital table, we put milchik and flesh, we put meat and dairy on it, and he made sure we took it off. It was in his blood. He saw the Rosh Kol, my father, always have the midah of emet, always honest and straight, never lie or cheat, even when cheated. Always kept morality and ethics was a strong point, and that's what Yehuda saw. He saw my parents' deep emunah and bitachon, and nothing could shatter them. That's where he grew up. Any boy that leaves high school in 9th grade, without a doubt, will most probably end up with drugs, alcohol, or other stuff. Yet he never did any of those. His morals and his ethics that he grew up with stayed with him. I think that's a lesson for all parents. How far chinuch goes, how far good chinuch goes. Even when you wouldn't expect it to work, it still works. One of the midot that he had was giving to others and not taking. I want to share with you my sister bought him a Chidushei Torah book when she came back from seminary. He wrote in it 3 stories. I want to share with you the first story that he wrote. There was a family by the name of Cohen that lived on the first floor of an apartment building. They were constantly getting robbed. So Mr. Cohen decided that he was going to build a fence around his porch so nobody would be able to come in. As he started building, his upstairs neighbor, the Schwartzes, got upset because they realized that if there's a fence there, then somebody can climb up to the 2nd floor and robbed them. So it turned into a big fight. Rabbi Leonard from the third floor tried to work it out between the neighbors, but to no avail. He decided he would offer to pay for half the fence to the Schwartzes, the second floor, to make peace. The Schwartzes didn't agree. So Rabbi Leonard pushed himself and he said, I'll pay for the whole thing. And so he did. A few weeks later, after it was built, Rabbi Leonard and his wife had a wedding to go to. They had a 12-year-old daughter. They figured she was old enough to be a babysitter. And as they went out to the wedding, lo and behold, there was a fire in the building. It was impossible to get to their apartment with the kids upstairs from the front of the building. But Baruch Hashem, there was 2 fences, and they were able to climb up from the back porch and save the kids. You can take out that somebody gave and Hashem helped them back. But for me, I understand it that Yehuda was looking how somebody was always looking out for others. Somebody always making sure everyone else is happy. Everyone else is taken care of. Another of his midot was his emet, truth and honesty. My sister pointed out today that everybody has a pasuk of his name, the first letter and the last letter. And there's a pasuk in Tanakh that one should say at the end of Shemona Esrei. Yehuda's was Yud and Hey. And the pasuk for him is Hashem hitzila nafshi, Hashem should save my soul, misafat sheker, from talking lies, in Lashon Ramiyah, from the tongue of trickery. Yehuda lived that. Never cheated anybody. Never tricked anybody. I went through his room and I found in his laptop bag tons of papers like these. And each one of them is an exact calculation how much he paid his partners, how much they paid him, to the cent, to the date. He was so exact in his cheshbonot. A few of his friends showed me a screenshot of how they owed money for something and they overpaid him, and over time friends give to each other, so they overpay each other here and there. For him it wasn't okay, and he returned it back. One of them was $3.84. There's something that really bothered me the past few weeks until today. I've asked him many times to help me out with certain tzedakot that I had, and he'd always give me. He would give large amounts for a teenager like that. He would give me, as long as I didn't tell anyone. The last time I asked him was probably a few weeks before he was niftar, and he told me no. Not even $20. He told me no. I didn't push him. After he was niftar, it was kind of sad. And the last time I asked him to give, and he said no. What does that mean? That was his last chance, at least the way I see it. I called up his partner today. I knew he took out a loan to open a store. And I asked him did Yehuda finish paying off his loan? And he told me no. I was happy to hear that. Because now I know why he told me no. Because he still had a loan to pay. To go give tzedakah while he owed money is not right. It's not proper. He wouldn't do that. He had the midah of anava, of humility. Always humble, never flaunting his success. He was very handy, very street smart. Instead of holding it over his friends, he helped his friends with it. He helped everyone he knew. Whatever he knew he could do, he would help. Give rides, fix phones, anything. He was very handy, he would help. He would demand from his friends not to be a show-off. Just be you. Dr. Rachel Minkoantov sent me something beautiful. Yehuda was niftar on Chavav Iyar, which is the 41st of the Omer. Al Pi Kabbalah, the 41st signifies Yesod Shebe Yesod, which means the foundation of foundations. The nature of a foundation is it's hidden. You don't see the foundation. And Yehuda was Yesod Shebe Yesod. He even hid under the foundation. He never flaunted anything. Never wanted kavod. Never wanted recognition. There's another book that we found in his room, and there's one story in it and one song in it that I would like to say over. And maybe these are the feelings that we should have for Yehuda. He writes on top, Yehuda's stories for Shabbat. To me, it was Friday, Erev Shabbat, when this all happened. This was, to me, it feels like it was his last words. There was a Rebbe in a school whose daughter gave birth to a baby girl. So the class, everyone's excited. They made a big Mazel Tov sign. They put it in the lobby. The Rebbe came in, happy, but he told everyone, please daven, the baby's ill, the baby's not well. And lo and behold, the baby was niftar on the 6th day. The Rebbe came back to school. He saw that they took down the sign. He asked the Menayel, he asked the principal, where's the sign? The Menayel said, we didn't want to offend you, we didn't want to upset you, so we took it down. The Rebbe said, Halavai, the opposite. It's a big simcha. She left the world without doing an avera. And the Rebbe put on a smile. And that's what he explained to his class. It's a happy time. In fact, one of the boys went home and he told his mother, I want to go play ball, baseball. I need a glove and a ball. His mother said, it's not proper. Did you hear what happened to your Rebbe? He says, yes, but my Rebbe explained to us it's really a happy thing because the child left without doing an avera. And he ends, have a good Shabbat. Yehuda was here for more than 6 days, 18 years. He wasn't the Bar Onshin, but he also left pure. And I don't think that it's I think his message is that it's a happy thing. The one song that he wrote, sung by Benny Friedman, just to say it over and translate it. Yesh tikva, nashirim kulanu yachad, there's hope, let us sing as one. Yesh emunah chazaka, there's strong emunah, mikol hapachad, from all the fear. Lo nirav, lo nifchad, don't be fearful, don't be scared. Ki anachnu lo levad, we're not alone. Yesh lanu Hashem echad, we have Hashem echad, yesh tikva, there's hope. This is the one song that Yehuda wrote. He was a DJ, but that's the only song that we saw that he wrote. Maybe it's kedai to even mention another story that he wrote. Sorry to take so much time. He posed the question, is when a family visits, this story is in this one of the three stories. What would happen if a family visiting the cemetery and the niftar would wake up for 1 hour? What would the niftar do? Yehuda wrote, he wouldn't even say hi to his family. He would run to the Beit Midrash and learn. That's what he would do. As Shloshim said, Yosef sha'achat, every moment in this world is precious. There was something else that we found in his biology book. He wrote 12 steps to a better you. Number 1, if it feels wrong, don't do it. 2, say exactly what you mean. 3, don't be a people pleaser. 4, trust your instinct. 5, never speak badly about yourself. 6, never give up on your dreams. 7, do not be afraid to say no. 8, do not be afraid to say yes. 9, be kind to yourself. 10, let go of what you can't control. 11, stay away from drama and negativity. And 12, love. We probably wrote this in 9th grade or earlier. We didn't know you, Yehuda. Such a man of morals and ethics. You hid from us. And you were a gem. My sister, she worked hard. I'm making these cards. My personal connection to Hashem, they're outside on the table. My special mitzvah is, and Leil Nishmat Yehuda. Everyone can take something upon themselves. Some of the things we spoke about, and put it in their wallet. Keep it on them. Look at it once a month. Maybe this can be a ticket to Olam Haba. I want to end off with reading before I end off. I just wanted to thank all my siblings that worked very hard to put together a pamphlet on tefillin, which was so important to Yehuda. It's outside on the table, if everyone can take it. and maybe pass it on to somebody that will use it, or use it themselves, take a few. It would mean a lot to us, and I'm sure Yehuda. I want to end off, one of my sisters, her class, put together a binder, small binder, and each one of her friends wrote down something that each and every one of them took upon themselves. Just to give ideas, each one for his own, something that they can take for themselves. One girl wrote, I will Amir Hashem say an extra parak of Tehillim before Kriyat Shema. Another wrote, Amir Hashem, I will call my grandparents at least once a week to wish them good Shabbos and delete the non-Jewish songs that are on my iPod. Another wrote, Li Neder, I will make my brachot out loud so others can say Amen in his zechut. Another wrote, I have to take upon myself Li Neder once a day when I see someone. I won't judge them from their outer dress. Rather, I will be done the kav zechut and find one good thing to say about them. Another wrote, learning with Racheli, praying with fire, which is a book about davening. Another word, I took upon myself to be more careful with Shmirat HaLashon. Another wrote, I've always found it so hard to concentrate in the beginning of Shemona Esrei. I space out and I have no clue how I got to Modim. Probably most of us. But now, B'li Neder, I will focus on the power and greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu during the first two paragraphs of Shemona Esrei. And last but not least, anytime I say Asher Yotzar, I'll stand in one place, not running to class. Everything that we do, any lesson that we take out should be Lil Neshama, Yehuda Michael.